Do you ever feel a quiet ache? A sense that something isn't quite right, even when everything on the surface seems fine? Perhaps you've reached a point in life where you expected more joy, more peace, or simply a deeper sense of contentment, only to find it slipping through your fingers. It's a common feeling, one that often whispers to us in the quiet moments, suggesting that maybe, just maybe, we're unknowingly making choices that stand in the way of the happiness we truly deserve. It's a surprising truth, isn't it, that after all these years, after gaining so much wisdom and experience, we might still be falling into traps that diminish our own well-being. These aren't grand, dramatic errors, but rather subtle patterns, often ingrained over years, that silently chip away at our sense of purpose, our joy, and our connection to life. But here's the good news: recognizing these patterns is the first step towards transforming them. In this video, we're going to gently uncover 5 of these shocking mistakes older people often make that, quite frankly, destroy their happiness. We'll explore why we make them and, more importantly, how we can turn them around to embrace a truly fulfilling and vibrant later life. Stick with me until the very end, because I have something that will genuinely surprise you. A powerful insight that can change everything. Let's dive right into the first mistake. And this one often catches us by surprise, because it feels so natural, so almost unavoidable. It's the habit of dwelling on the past, of replaying old regrets, missed opportunities, or perceived failures. You know the feeling, don't you? A quiet afternoon, a memory pops up, and suddenly you're lost in a what-if scenario, or re-experiencing the sting of a past disappointment. Perhaps it's a career path you didn't take, a relationship that ended differently than you hoped, or even just words you wish you'd said or left unsaid. Now, it's entirely human to reflect on our lives, to learn from our experiences. But there's a crucial difference between thoughtful reflection and persistent dwelling. When we dwell, we're not learning, we're reliving. We're allowing the shadows of yesterday to cast a long, dark cloud over the sunshine of today. This isn't just about feeling a bit down. Chronic regret can lead to a pervasive sense of bitterness, resentment, and even depression. It saps your energy, steals your presence, and makes it incredibly difficult to appreciate the blessings that are right in front of you. Imagine trying to enjoy a beautiful sunset while constantly looking over your shoulder at a storm that passed days ago. It just doesn't work. Why do we do this? Sometimes it's a misguided attempt to understand, to gain closure, or to somehow rewrite history in our minds. Other times, it's a habit formed over years of internalizing societal messages about perfection or past mistakes. We might even believe that by punishing ourselves with these thoughts, we're somehow making amends or preventing future errors. But all it really does is chain us to a past that no longer exists, preventing us from stepping freely into the present moment. So, how do we break free from this powerful pull of the past? It starts with awareness. The next time you find yourself caught in a loop of regret or what-ifs, gently acknowledge it. Say to yourself, here I am again, thinking about that. This simple act of recognition creates a tiny bit of space between you and the thought. You're not the thought. You're the observer of the thought. Once you've created that space, try a simple, yet profound, exercise gratitude for the lessons learned. Every experience, even the painful ones, teaches us something. Maybe that career path you didn't take led you to a different, unexpected joy. Perhaps that difficult relationship taught you invaluable lessons about self-worth or boundaries. Instead of focusing on the mistake, focus on the wisdom gained. Ask yourself, what did this experience teach me? How did it help me grow, even in a small way? This isn't about sugarcoating the past. It's about reframing it as a source of strength, not a burden. Another powerful technique is what I call conscious redirection. When you notice yourself spiraling into past regrets, deliberately shift your focus to something positive in your immediate environment. Look around you. What do you see? What do you hear? What can you feel? Focus on the warmth of your cup of tea, the pattern on a rug, the sound of birds outside your window. This isn't about denial. It's about exercising your mental muscle to choose where your attention goes. Our minds are incredibly powerful, and they respond to direction. And finally, consider the power of forgiveness. Not just forgiving others, but forgiving yourself. We all do our best with the information and emotional capacity we have at any given moment. You were doing your best then, just as you are doing your best now. Holding on to self-blame is like carrying a heavy suitcase full of bricks everywhere you go. It exhausts you and prevents you from enjoying the journey ahead. Write a letter to your past self, offering kindness and understanding. You don't even have to send it. The act of writing is often enough. Release that burden. Remember, your past is like the wake behind a boat. It shows where you've been, but it doesn't dictate where you're going. True happiness lies in embracing the present and looking forward with hope, not backward with sorrow. It's a journey of letting go, of understanding that every moment offers a fresh start. And speaking of fresh starts, let's turn our attention now to another common pitfall that quietly erodes our happiness, the tendency to isolate ourselves, pulling away from the very connections that nourish our souls. Yes, that's right. The second surprising mistake many older people make is subtly neglecting their social connections. You might think, but I'm an independent person, or I've had my share of socializing. And while independence is wonderful, and we certainly don't need the bustling social life of our youth, true connection isn't just about crowded rooms. It's about meaningful engagement. As we age, our social circles can naturally shrink due to various life changes, friends moving away, health issues, or even just the comfortable routine of staying home. But what often goes unnoticed is the profound impact this gradual withdrawal has on our happiness and even our physical health. Human beings are wired for connection. We thrive on belonging, on sharing laughter, confidences, and even quiet companionship. When we neglect these bonds, a quiet sense of loneliness can creep in, even when we're surrounded by family. This isn't just a fleeting emotion. Chronic loneliness has been shown to be as detrimental to our health as smoking or obesity. It can lead to increased risk of heart disease, cognitive decline, and depression. The joy we experience in life is often amplified when shared, and burdens feel lighter when we have someone to confide in. Without these outlets, our internal world can feel increasingly constricted, leading to a sense of stagnation and unhappiness. Perhaps you find yourself saying, "It's too much effort," or "I don't want to be a bother." These are natural thoughts, but they're also quiet saboteurs of our well-being. The effort required for connection often pales in comparison to the immense rewards it brings. Think about those moments when you've had a truly engaging conversation, shared a laugh over a silly anecdote, or simply sat quietly with someone you trust. Didn't you feel a lift in your spirits, a sense of being seen, heard, and valued? That's the nourishment your soul craves. So, how can we intentionally cultivate and strengthen these vital connections? It doesn't have to be a grand gesture. Start small. Pick up the phone and call an old friend you haven't spoken to in a while, just to say hello. Send a thoughtful card or email. If you're able, invite a neighbor over for a cup of tea. Consider joining a local club or group that aligns with your interests, whether it's a book club, a walking group, a community garden, or even a volunteer organization. The key is to find low-pressure ways to interact regularly. Even just a weekly coffee date with a trusted friend can make a world of difference. Technology can also be a wonderful bridge. Video calls with family who live far away, online interest groups, or even just staying connected through social media can help maintain those bonds. The goal isn't to be constantly busy. but to ensure you have a few reliable touchpoints, people with whom you can be authentically yourself, share your thoughts, and receive reciprocal support. Remember, connection is a two-way street. It's about giving as well as receiving. When you reach out, you're not just helping yourself, you're offering someone else the gift of connection too. Now, let's gracefully move on to the third surprising mistake. And this one is deeply intertwined with a vibrant and fulfilling life, the habit of stopping learning and trying new things. It's easy to settle into a comfortable routine as we get older, isn't it? We've learned so much already, accumulated a lifetime of knowledge and skills. We might feel like we've earned the right to simply relax and enjoy what we know. But the human brain, like any muscle, thrives on stimulation. When we stop actively engaging in new learning or stepping outside our comfort zone, even in small ways, our minds can become stagnant. This isn't about going back to school for a new degree. Unless you want to, it's about maintaining a sense of curiosity, a willingness to explore, and an openness to new experiences. The moment we decide we know enough, or that we're too old to learn something new, we inadvertently close off avenues for joy, growth, and a profound sense of aliveness. Think about it. Remember the thrill of discovering something new as a child. That same thrill is still available to us, regardless of age. When we stop learning, our world shrinks, and with it, our opportunities for engagement and happiness. We might find ourselves feeling bored, restless, or simply less excited about each new day. So, what does stopping learning really look like, and how can we counteract it? It might be always reading the same genre of books, only watching familiar television shows, or sticking to the same routes and activities day in and day out. The solution, wonderfully, is simple and accessible. Embrace novelty, even in tiny doses. Pick up a book on a subject you know nothing about. Learn a few phrases in a new language, just for fun. Try a new recipe from a different cuisine. Explore a part of your town or city you've never visited. Take up a new hobby, maybe painting, playing an instrument, learning to knit, or even mastering a new card game. Online tutorials and classes have made this incredibly easy and often free. You don't need to become a master. The joy is in the process of discovery, the stimulation of your brain forming new connections, and the sense of accomplishment that comes with trying something different. Another aspect of this is staying curious about the world around you. Read the news with an open mind, not just confirming what you already believe. Engage in conversations with people who have different perspectives. Ask questions. The world is constantly evolving, and staying engaged with it keeps your mind sharp and your spirit vibrant. This continuous learning isn't just good for your brain. It sparks new conversations, opens doors to new connections, and prevents life from feeling monotonous. It keeps you feeling youthful, not in years, but in spirit and outlook. Next, we're going to dive into two more vital areas where subtle missteps can truly sabotage our happiness. Starting with how we care for ourselves physically and mentally. This brings us to the fourth shocking mistake: neglecting self-care and our physical and mental health. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Of course, I care about my health, and I don't doubt for a moment that you do. But caring and prioritizing are often two different things. Especially as we get older, life has a way of throwing curveballs, and it's easy to let regular exercise, healthy eating, adequate sleep, or even simple moments of quiet reflection slip down the priority list. Perhaps you're busy with family commitments, or maybe aches and pains make exercise seem daunting, or you just feel too tired to prepare a nutritious meal. But when we consistently put our own well-being on the back burner, the effects are profound and far-reaching. Poor physical health often leads to diminished energy, increased pain, and a restricted ability to enjoy life's simple pleasures. When your body isn't feeling its best, it's incredibly difficult for your mind and spirit to soar. Similarly, neglecting our mental health, those moments of stress, anxiety, or sadness can build up, creating a heavy burden that weighs down our happiness. We might think it's just part of getting older, but it doesn't have to be. This mistake isn't about striving for perfection or becoming a fitness guru overnight. It's about consistent, gentle self-nurturing. It's about understanding that your body and mind are your most precious assets, the vehicles through which you experience everything. When you neglect them, you're essentially sabotaging your own capacity for joy. This leads to a vicious cycle. Feeling unwell makes you less motivated, which leads to more neglect, and so on. The result, a diminished quality of life and a persistent underlying unhappiness. So, how do we prioritize self-care effectively without feeling overwhelmed? Again, start small and be consistent. Think about gentle movement. Even 10-15 minutes of walking each day can make a remarkable difference to your energy levels, mood, and sleep. If walking isn't an option, chair exercises, gentle stretching, or even dancing to your favorite music at home can be incredibly beneficial. The key is to find something you enjoy and can stick with, making it a regular part of your day, not a chore. When it comes to nutrition, focus on whole, unprocessed foods. Simple changes like adding more fruits and vegetables to each meal, choosing whole grains, and staying well hydrated can have a massive impact. It's not about restrictive diets, but about nourishing your body with what it needs to thrive. Think about preparing meals ahead of time, or exploring healthy meal delivery services if cooking feels too much. And crucially, prioritize sleep. Our bodies and minds repair and rejuvenate during sleep. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night. Create a relaxing bedtime routine, perhaps a warm bath, a good book, or some gentle stretching. Limit screen time before bed. And for mental well-being, dedicate even 5 to 10 minutes each day to quiet reflection, meditation, or simply sitting in nature. This small investment in stillness can significantly reduce stress and improve your overall outlook. Remember, taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's essential for you to be able to fully enjoy your life and contribute to the lives of others. It's the foundation of lasting happiness. And this brings us to our fifth and final shocking mistake, one that often holds us back more than we realize: the fear of embracing change and new opportunities. As we get older, it's natural to crave stability, comfort, and predictability. We've built a life, established routines, and perhaps feel that now is the time to simply enjoy the fruits of our labor. But sometimes, this desire for comfort can morph into a resistance to anything new, a fear of stepping outside our well-worn paths. We might say, "I'm too old for that," or "It's too much hassle," or even, "What if I fail?" This fear of change, however subtle, can be incredibly limiting. It prevents us from exploring new hobbies, making new friends, discovering new passions, or even adapting to the evolving world around us. When we shut ourselves off from novelty and opportunity, our lives can feel stale, unexciting, and lacking in purpose. The happiness we seek often lies just beyond the edge of our comfort zone. Think about it: every new skill you learned, every new place you visited, every new person you met. These experiences added richness and vibrancy to your life. Why should that stop now? The truth is, life is constantly changing, whether we embrace it or resist it. Jobs change, technology advances, relationships evolve, and our own bodies and minds shift over time. If we cling rigidly to the past or to what is familiar, we risk becoming isolated, frustrated, and increasingly unhappy. The fear of the unknown can be paralyzing. But true happiness often comes from embracing uncertainty with an open heart and a curious mind. So, how do we overcome this inherent resistance to change and open ourselves up to new opportunities? It begins with a shift in mindset. Instead of seeing change as a threat, try viewing it as an invitation to growth, to discovery, to renewed vitality. Start by identifying one small area in your life where you feel a bit stuck or where you've been resisting a potential change. It could be something as simple as trying a new type of food, taking a different route to the grocery store, or learning to use a new app on your phone. Then, practice taking tiny, brave steps. If you're considering a larger change, like moving to a new home or starting a new volunteer role, break it down into the smallest possible actions. Research a neighborhood, make one phone call, or attend an informational meeting. Focus on the first small step, not the daunting end goal. Celebrate these small victories. They build confidence and momentum. Also, reframe failure. In life, there is no true failure, only feedback. Every attempt, successful or not, teaches us something valuable. If something doesn't work out, it's not a reflection of your worth. It's just information that helps you adjust your approach next time. Embrace the spirit of playfulness and experimentation that children possess. They aren't afraid to try, fall, and get back up again. That childlike wonder and resilience are still within you. Embrace new technologies, new ways of thinking, and new possibilities. Your later years can be a time of incredible discovery and adventure, far beyond what you might imagine if you're willing to step into the unknown. So, there you have it. 5 often overlooked mistakes that can quietly chip away at our happiness dwelling on the past. Neglecting our vital social connections. Stopping the joy of learning and new experiences. Not prioritizing our precious self-care. And letting the fear of change hold us back from new opportunities. Each of these, when allowed to take root, can diminish the vibrant life you deserve. But here's the beautiful truth: recognizing these patterns is not about blame or regret. It's about empowerment. It's about understanding that you have the power to shift your perspective, to make different choices, and to cultivate the happiness you truly desire. Remember, small, consistent changes truly can make a monumental difference to your health, your peace of mind, and your overall happiness. You don't need to tackle them all at once. Pick one area that resonates most with you today, and take just one small, gentle step forward. I would love to hear from you. Which of these mistakes resonated most deeply with you? What small step are you going to take to reclaim your happiness? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your insights could be just what someone else needs to hear. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, a like, to help more people discover this important message. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more helpful content designed to help you live your best life at every age. You are capable of so much joy, so much vitality. Keep growing, keep exploring, and keep embracing every beautiful moment. Live your best life at every age.